guys, welcome back to the LashCast Studios. I'm here with amazing assistant Tussanee. Actually, you're not my assistant. I'm really more your assistant.
I know. How dare you? No, did you see my moves? You missed
moves?
my moves, my dancing moves. When I came on, I was stunning everybody with my amazing
Well, there's
moves.
stunning moves
Yes.
there. Great. Awesome. Well,
Yes.
anyhow, we are back here in our studio. And I think this might be our first episode that we're airing publicly to the masses on YouTube.
And I feel like such a disappointment because my face is a mess. But here's the thing. I know you guys don't care. But you feel like when you're not presenting as well, you feel a little bit shy and feel like I don't want to do it. I just want to be in a cave. This is all of my doing, but I thought this is great to be just real and vulnerable. This is actually how I roll sometimes. I microneedled the heck out of my face on Monday night, and it's Wednesday. And so I love it. I mean, I don't have any problem like showing up to work like this. I don't have any lashes on. And then Paul's like, oh, we're going to do a video. And I'm like, okay, should I do it? Should I want to hide? I do want to hide, but here's the thing. This is just real life. This is what we look like. This is what it takes to maintain a face. And so here I am.
Yeah, here we are. We're all hanging out here in the studio, and Tessa's ready to go with or without, I guess with pigments or not. Oh, Tessa's trying to figure out where to throw her gum. Okay,
This is like really raw, you guys. You guys are
really professional here. I have gross gum in my hands. Ugh.
It's not gross gum. Actually, it's, I love xylitol gum. If you have xylitol gum after you eat, it like cleans the bacteria off your mouth and makes your mouth feel very clean.
Very good. And by the way, because this is like our first time doing this, you'll see it's not worked out. It's not 100%. We're learning as we go, and we're trying to figure out the cameras, and we're trying to figure out a lot of stuff. But we're excited. We just, our philosophy is shoot, ready, aim. We just
we are
start
shoot,
doing
ready,
stuff.
aiming.
Yeah, we are just really just kind of getting things done. So if you notice like the camera stuff where I'm like here talking to you in the camera, and all of a sudden Tuss shows up, and you're like, wait, she's scratching her face. That's because I did that by accident. I'm switching and I'm doing the talk.
They don't care.
No, I'm trying to.
Nobody cares.
I'm telling this only reason why I'm showing behind the scenes a little bit is so you understand the idea of shoot, ready, aim. It's one of our philosophies where we don't always wait for everything to be perfect. We just do stuff and then we mess up along the way and we tweak it as we go. Already, this is like our third or fourth. We've been shooting this for the Clubhouse. So if you really want to see us all the time, we do this every week for Clubhouse. We do a private podcast just for our Clubhouse community. And that's all been video. We've shot 4 videos now, and we will continue to do that throughout the year. And we're going to be putting part of those up on YouTube as well as certain clips on LashCast. And we will probably, if we do this right, we'll be maybe putting these on too. Especially the big question will be when we start interviewing people, how we're going to handle that. And we can, but it's going to take a little work too. So I just publicly put this out there, not because I want to explain it or justify like, oh, we're a mess or like that. It really is so that hopefully when you're thinking about making plans, you just start doing stuff.
Just start doing it. It doesn't matter if your face is a mess or your hair isn't done or you don't have your makeup on or whatever.
Or you're married to me, whatever it is. No, I mean, we do want to make it show you, I guess, the magic behind everything we do, which is not very magical
it's
right
just
now.
chopping the wood and carrying the water. That's it.
Yeah.
Chopping the wood and carry the water. Daily tasks.
And if you look at it right now, if I show you the full picture, like our desk, you'd be like, holy mackerel, it looks like a disaster. Right now, I mean, you see Tuss there. Looks okay. We have a sign in the background, by the way, down here, which we've been wanting to put up for like 2 years, has not been put up. Says you have a friend in the lash industry.
Can you want to
No, I can't really show it. And then we have this part. And we have our little friend. This is the sound of Clubhouse, as Tuss likes to tell people. Yeah, that's the sound of Clubhouse. But you can see kind of our setup here. It's not too bad looking. It's some cables and all that. But we're working on it. We're growing here and we're trying to figure it out. So as this evolves, you will hopefully see the studio grow and we will get better at what we're doing.
Yeah, and if any of you have any suggestions, we are open to hearing them.
Yeah. I mean, we're always open to feedback, insights, and so forth. And another thing we haven't worked out right now, which I'm about to do, and I have no idea.
What is it?
If you're watching, if you're listening, all that stuff, you'll be like, wow, I can't see anything. That's fine. Go to YouTube. You can watch this same video on YouTube. But if you can also right now currently listen to it on our podcast. We do announcements coming up, and when we do announcements, I always say, "And now time for announcements." And there's this music intro. Well, for video, I don't know what we're going to do. I think we're just going to look dumb for a while and go, "And time for announcements."
I know. Like the Peanuts dancing when they're dancing, we could do that.
Okay, so we'll have a video graphic coming. I'll leave it up to Ella. Ella, who works with us, Ella, if you're watching right now.
You guys might know Ella from staff. She's at LashCon.
Yeah, she's the one who runs Clubhouse. So if you're in Clubhouse, you definitely know Ella. If you aren't in Clubhouse, which you should be because it's only $37 now, you basically will get to know Ella very well. She's the one that coordinates and runs it and keeps me in line and keeps things going. So right now we're going to try something new. And now it's time for announcements. Okay. During that time, we'll see what Ella comes up with. But for now, we have just us going straight into the video side. So real quick, just two things. One, Clubhouse. Guys, if you like what you see here, this is what we're doing every week in Clubhouse. We're showing us now, and we're going to be adding more features, more things. We're going to be basically, I have a whiteboard that Tessa's going to have soon, and she'll be able to show stuff, illustrate stuff, so that we can teach more effectively during Clubhouse. And you get Q&As every month. So you don't just get us here doing the podcast. You also get Q&As where at least once or twice a month I come on. You can ask anything you want. It's usually a small group, so you don't have to worry about like 200 people in the room. Someday there might be, but for now it's like 8, 10 people. You get asked questions, get a lot of personal help, and Tussanee comes on once a month and does it. And on top of that, we always have a guest speaker who comes on and shares great insights for the lash industry. Then lastly, we have over maybe 30, I've not even counted, 30, 40 hours of content of all the stuff that we recorded this last year about how to build your business right. Everything from customer service improvements to systems, operations, pricing, budgeting, all this stuff, guys. There's so much great content there. So that's only $37 a month. So for what? Basically a meal at McDonald's. You can come and hang out with us every week. Us is not very happy about that.
Going to McDonald's.
Yeah, well, no one is. At least not me anymore. I used to. I loved McDonald's. I still love McDonald's, but I know it's killing me. So I decided, well, I just don't want to die quite so young. Then last thing, LashCon tickets, guys. We have a short sale coming up January, December 16th through the 24th. This is the next sale we have before we do the final, we'll just say the launch in early March. This is where tickets come up for a very short time, just 16th through the 24th. And you can, I don't know how many months it'll be, maybe an 8-month payment plan, as well as Shop Pro or Shop Pay, I think it's called. You have a 12-month plan with that if you want, which that means you'll be paying for LashCon after you come to LashCon. So we'll have plenty of payment plans available for you that make it super affordable. This is a Christmas gift you can buy for yourself or buy for a friend so that you can come and join us in 2025. In fact, guess what? Today we are going to talk about LashCon 2024 and maybe a sneak peek a little bit of some things we're doing differently for 2025.
Okay.
All right. So first, let's talk about 2024 because it was really, I think, for me personally, our best and most smooth running LashCon we've ever had. What were your thoughts, Sess?
LashCon 2024 was pretty fantastic. I mean, I felt like it was a lot harder getting up to the finish line than any other year before in the past, just because of the challenges that we as an industry faced, meaning that times were tough. The unspoken recession really made an impact on a lot of people that had planned to come and they couldn't, even vendors that planned to come. So it was really hard getting up to the finish line, but I think as soon as we cut the ribbon, figurative ribbon, so to speak, and we opened the doors, it was amazing. It really became evident to me that it is a well-oiled machine. And I think it's kind of a testimony to all of the players that support LashCon. I mean, everybody from the staff. I mean, I'm thinking about Sophia, who does the swag bags. I'm thinking about Heidi and Shandara, who do the registration, and Amber, who does the volunteers. Like all these people, Nicole, all these people that are like the right people in the right positions getting everything done. Yeah.
No, it was amazing. As far as the behind the scenes, it was our smoothest year ever. Everything went extremely well. We were very, very happy about it. I will say it was also my toughest year physically. I literally didn't. I got back. We did a trip. We went to Lash Boss retreats in July, and then I came back and I didn't take a day off when I got back. From pretty much the end of July all the way to October. So for 2.5 months, I worked every day. I had things planned. I had a reunion I was supposed to go to. I had 2 board game things as always. I canceled those. I just, everything that we had in the books, we canceled because I just realized it was too important. What were we going to say?
I just want to say that this year actually like to have killed us. I mean, I felt like every year is hard.
Yeah.
Every year is hard, but for some reason this was even more of a marathon. It's like one day you do a marathon in one day, right? But this was like 4-5 days of marathons.
Yeah.
And it required every ounce of energy that you could possibly. It's like the most extreme sport for me, you know, like Survivor, you're out in the wilderness for like 30 days, like that's what it feels like.
Yeah.
That's what LashCon feels like, running to the finish line.
No, it was a near-death experience for me almost. It was crazy. I appreciate what happened. I'm glad I did sacrifice all that time because it actually set up and made LashCon run really, really well. Like it would have had more glitches in it. It would have had more problems. And even then, it was far from perfect. I mean, we always can grow. And I will say what was so made me happy is this year, the big disappointments, we'll just say the big misses, there really weren't any. I mean, as far as the attendees go, usually I have like
a couple big flops.
Yeah, a couple things.
That we're like, oh, we really missed the mark on that. Like one year it was the opening show, which completely, like, there were so many technical problems that we just ended up crying, literally crying.
Yeah.
This year there wasn't any.
Yeah. No, there was nothing where I was feeling like it was heartbreaking or like wanting to cry. Like there have been crying moments in the past. There really have, where we just sit in the back and just go, okay, this sucks.
Yeah.
It just
You
didn't
have to
have
endure
that.
it.
Didn't have that, thank God. But we did have, I think the biggest thing that was hard for us was ticket sales were down. And it was our first time in 6 years where we didn't grow. We always grew every year, but 2024 is election year, and also the economy has been weird. Everything's been crazy, and we also heard from so many people was having a hard time. I had more sponsors drop out this year than ever. I had more attendees drop out than ever. We just had more people just in financial trouble than ever. And the good thing is, I think, this, I hope, is at the low point. I mean, we won't know until we get to 2025, but 2024 was really a low moment for industry. It's the first time in 20 years we've seen the industry contract, where I saw lash brands going out of business. I heard most lash brands I've talked to either broke even or shrunk a little bit. Only know of 1 or 2 that said they grew during this time. So it was not a time of growth. It was a time to survive. And so that's okay. And hopefully, I think for a lot of lash artists, it was encouraging to hear them say, it was nice to meet with people and find out that it was, they weren't alone. That I think a lot of people came to LashCon and they were, feeling kind of bad about themselves and the way things were going, or like, this really sucks, business as well. But I feel like no one else knows that, or no one else is are having the same problems as me. And then they came to LashCon and went, oh my gosh, you're like me. You're just like me. It's okay. You are all right. You're not weird.
We're okay.
Yeah.
We're okay. It's like self-validating.
Yeah, it was self-validating. So for that, I felt LashCon really served a great purpose to help encourage, help support, and inspired a lot of people, because I think a lot of us are like, we're tired of this. We're tired of this crappy work balance, the way things are going right now. Let's notch it up. So everyone who came to LashCon, I think, came with a plan to connect, to grow, to learn, and to get re-inspired so that 2025 is not a repeat of 2024. And this was by far, for me, our most technical crazy year. As far as the amount of tech, we had more engineers and scientists and doctors at this conference than we've ever had. I mean,
this is something that I'm super excited about, because I mean, for us, the whole vision, what we want to do with LashCon and what we want to do with LashCast is to grow the industry, to equip lash artists to be the most professional, the most educated, to be able to make a difference on the fabric of society in our profession.
Yeah.
And so getting other people from outside the industry that have influence, like, people who are doing things like with the robotics and with light curing adhesives and giving information that can affect the industry. That was like a dream come true.
Yeah, no, it was. In fact, I was really proud that we had, Dr. Stout unfortunately had to back out, but we had a new Dr. Matthew on the stage.
No, Dr. Walter.
Well, Dr. Walter, not
Dr. Walter Lashevsky.
Yeah. And then we had
who's a dermatologist, a specialist in contact dermatitis.
Yes, which we try to bring one of those every year. Then we also had Dr. Luck, or Janice Luck.
Who's an optometrist extraordinaire.
Yeah, who's doing a lot for our industry to try to connect optometrists with lash artists. And she launched a product, too, at our conference, which was cool.
Called Ithos, which is hypochlorous acid, which I use every day in my practice. It's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, so it's a new product launch, which is great. One of the things we did always want to see for LashCon is product launches. And we got to see some of that. So we had that. Another one was called New Lids. New Lids is a company that creates a device that helps you to clean your lids, helps the health of your lashes for your clients, as well as allows you to actually charge us for an extra service. And it's all done, and it only takes a few minutes. You can charge $25 to $50 for the service. So you can make a lot extra money. You actually help the eye health. We won't go into details here. We've had them on the podcast. We should probably do another talk about it.
We should do another little talk about it, because I actually changed my mind on this. Because my price point is so high with my clients, I didn't want to nickel and dime them. But I began to think about it, and I'm like, I really should. So at the new year, I've been telling everybody it's free until January. So when that happens, I'm going to start charging, and I'll let you know how it goes.
Yeah, it's an extra service that you can make a little extra money. Anyhow, that all said, we had them come. They talked at LashCon. They presented. We also had Loom come. That's a lash robotics company, because we really wanted to dispel the myths and fear that people
have. That robots are going to take over our jobs. In fact, no, they are going to need lash artists.
Yes.
So,
in fact, so much so that I know over 200 people, lash artists, signed up to potentially work with Loom in the future.
It's a great opportunity. It's a great company to work for.
Yeah. No, so Loom was there, and then Tad was there, who's doing the 3D printing lashes. OPT is the company behind that. They were there to support Tad. So we had engineers in the Tad booth.
So we're talking, just to be clear, about DIY lashes,
yes,
which is, let's see. Lashbox has a line of DIY called Lace It Up. Theirs is a different technology than Tad's. Tad's is printed, which makes it a little bit more comfortable. It's got little structures in there. So they launched. That was kind of neat.
So they launched, and we had engineers living in these 4 companies all meeting each other and talking to each other. It was rare. Really not rare. It was cool, I should say. And it was neat that we always wanted LashCon to provide things that no one else gets. You won't get this any other trade show or conference. You won't get these type of people giving their expertise and helping you with your business to find new ways to elevate it, to add new things. And we actually had Aveen, which is actually a new company too, that's doing beds. So we had them there.
Who?
Aveen, yeah. So yeah, you probably didn't know they were there, but they were there. They popped into Lost Artistry's booth. I
didn't get to meet them.
Yeah. So a new bed, and so we have these new things that were launched, as well as many new smaller brands. We had a bunch of smaller brands, as well as the big ones. We had Lashbox LA, Lash Bomb.
Let me ask you this: what do you think makes LashCon special and different from other lash events?
Well, I think the type of speakers we have guest speakers. We had Ted Gibson, who is the highest paid hairstylist in the country, came and speak and did a session which people loved. And then we also had things like these tech companies coming in with their new products. And we had doctors. No one has doctors like we do. No one. I have never seen a doctor speak at another conference. We have at least 1 to 2, 3 doctors every year at our conference to share about the medical side, so that you can know that you're protecting your clients and you're making sure you're doing what's best protocols for them. And we had the medical. We had a lot of the product launches. That's another thing too for LashCon. I think that's going to make it neat, really unique over the years. We really are encouraging products to launch at LashCon, because it's the biggest audience, the biggest stage that you can do it on. And so we're going to continue to see that. Plus, you really get all the major lash brands at LashCon. This year, I know we had about 3 or 4 that had to back out. They all plan to come back this coming year. Everything from like Nova Lash, JB Lash, Live Bay, and some of these other companies, all because of certain things that happened this year. Like I said, it's a weird year, but they all really hope to come back. But we had not Borboleta, but we had Lashbox LA, Lash Base, Lash Bomb, PLA. We have the big ones. And actually, if you go to other conferences, you won't see them at all these other conferences. So again, we really are, I'd say, the Big Ten. We are the Super Bowl of lash events. Like, there are other places you should go, and we love them, and they're great, and you can learn, but you won't get all the bells and whistles that you get with us. Plus, you get 4 nights of networking and parties and socials. Most places give you 1 night, maybe. We give you 4 nights where you can connect, and we find ways to connect you with people. And that's the thing I think that makes it, and we'll continue to do this next year. And we have some new ideas, which I'll probably share in a second, of ways we're going to help you connect at LashCon, because we want you to continue to find this as a place where you don't just come in and you sit in the back of the room, you learn some stuff, and you leave. You actually come and you sit in the room, and then we get you to meet people and make connections so that you can network and maybe find yourself a new job, a new partner, a new opportunity that you didn't think of. But when you came to LashCon, those things fell on your plate because you were at the room with so many driven, smart people. This is a friendly group, by the way. They're very smart and they're very driven, but it's not mean girlish. It's a very friendly place.
It's not high school.
It is not
high school cafeteria.
No, it's not. And we really work hard on that. Everything from training our staff to training our speakers to training our volunteers, everyone. We tell all of them, our focus is to serve our community, not to come and just be there with your friends.
To be served like I'm famous. Come and kiss my paw.
Yes, don't come and kiss Tussanee's paw. So, that's what really makes it unique every year, and it's only going to get bigger and better every year. This coming year, I won't get into this coming year yet. So overall, the only thing was down was our numbers were a little down. And with that, we decided to invest even harder in LashCon. We actually lost for the first time. In 5 years, we were broke even or made money. This is our first year. We lost a ton. I won't go into how much. It was a ton of money. It basically it took away all our savings from the previous 5 years combined. So we blew it in 1 year.
Here's the thing. It's like it was a difficult year, right? But we did not want to pull back and deliver an inferior product.
Yeah.
You guys have come to rely on a certain quality, and we were determined to add value. We were determined to make sure that it did not lack in any way.
Yeah, our goal was because I knew if we cut back so we could be budget friendly, right? If we knew, because the ticket sales were much lower than we expected, and we also lost a bunch of sponsors, and with all that, our revenues came in much lower. And also, we had projected growth, and I had already made deals and spent money thinking we were going to go from 800 ticket sales to 900 or to 1,000, and instead we did 550. So it was like, oh my gosh, it was a huge adjustment. I didn't adjust in time, and we could have still cut back. We could have still said, okay, we're going to cut this, and cut that. And we said, you know what? Forget it. I mean, we had a GlamBot at the last year awards, and the GlamBot isn't cheap, and it's a fun little addition that we wanted to have. I should have cut it for budget reasons, but I knew that it was so important that we have it there for the fun factor to create. So we doubled down and said, we can't lose money every year. I'm not made of infinite money, but we will be better planning next year. We're planning for, I think we'll see growth because the 2024 was so hard, but I'm still planning for the same. Like, we're going to get about the same. And the early ticket sales are very promising. We already done early ticket sales, and they're beating all previous years.
It's just kind of like an investment. LashCon is an investment. It's an investment of our hearts. It's an investment of our resources, because we are betting on you guys. We are betting on the industry. We are betting. You guys are like legacy. You're like children, like family. You pour into your children because they're a good investment.
Yep. And I think for me, that the one thing that's painful, and it does come up every year, there's people who, and it's just they don't know. It's ignorance. They don't know. They just think, well, LashCon's so big and has so much money, and I just don't understand why it costs so much. And I'm just like, have you been to LashCon? Each party for us costs anywhere from $30,000 to $60,000 every on the 3 of the 4 nights. The last year awards doesn't quite cost as much as that. It probably costs us 10 to 20. And those parties are big, guys. They're not small events. They're a lot there. But every year, someone's going. A bunch of people reach out to me and say, "I would never come to this. It's so expensive. It's such a ripoff." And I'm like, "Hey, you never been to LashCon?" That's what I can say.
To me, I think it's like our daughter was married last year, and I feel like LashCon is like a wedding, and all these parties are like a wedding. It's like, I want the attendees. I want you guys. I want my friends. I want my mentees. I want my clubhouse. I want you guys to be blessed. I want you guys to be entertained. I want you guys to feel special, that this is just for you.
Yeah.
Like, where else do you guys get to go and have a party that celebrates you and have all the fun things where you feel honored? It's like, I don't want to spare expense on that,
Yeah.
because it's a blessing. It's like having a wedding for you guys, or a party. So, I mean, that's where our heart is.
Yeah, I mean, it's always about serving our community. And so, yeah, it costs a lot. I mean, we serve breakfast all 3 mornings. It was a light breakfast, but still, that's not cheap. We do, and then the type of speakers we get, some the top speakers we get, we do have to pay them. Like Ted Gibson won't come for free. Like, we're thankful for the people who do. We don't have an infinite budget to pay for speakers. If you see our stage and our setup, it's huge. It's massive. No one has a stage like what we have set up with screens, projectors, lights, all that stuff. That stuff's not cheap. We also videotape the whole thing. We videotape everything as far as all the LashCon classes, and we put it on the app so you can watch them after the event's over. That ain't cheap either. The app itself is not cheap. We have a customized app that we make every year that's meant for you, that's tailor made for you, that connects you with sponsors, can speak with each other. There's games and all that stuff. This all has to be built out, plus all the staff and all that. So I'm not trying to sound defensive. I'm just trying to inform people that this isn't something that I just put together in a couple weeks and we make a big killing on.
I think most people know that.
No, I actually, you know what? I'll be honest. I actually don't think so. I think a lot of people from the outside don't see that.
No, like when you're young and like you've never like hosted a party, you've never hosted an event, like you might not know, right? You might not have gone to that many things.
Yeah.
That's easy to think, oh, it should be better than it is. But people who have and like have put on, events or weddings or, anniversary parties, dances, quinceañeras, those kinds of things. You have an idea, right?
Yeah, no, yeah. And hopefully I think it might be just a lot of people who've just never been to events before. I always say it's kind of like what we learned. And this year the reviews were all through the roof. We were just so fortunate. I mean, the previous year because it was our first year at the new location, it was a little rough. We had some edges we had to work out. This year, the reviews were all positive, 95, 98% of them. There's a few people where we missed some things. And even if they did, I actually reached out to everyone. We had 200 some reviews. Of those, maybe 15 had negative comments, like this didn't work, I didn't like that. I actually emailed all of them. This is the one thing that breaks my heart. None of them responded. Because I care. I literally care. I want to talk to you. I want to find out what's going on. I want to learn how we can do better. And when you say something's not right, you weren't happy, I actually reached out to each person, emailed them and said, thank you first for your feedback. I am so sorry we missed the mark. And then they say, I would love to hear more. I would love to learn more. I'd love to talk to you. And then silence.
Listen, I just want to affirm you that like you've done the right thing. It's like you saw a problem and you responded it with your heart and you put pen to paper and you reached out to those people that were not happy. And it doesn't matter if they didn't respond. You've done the right thing.
Well, thank you. I do. I appreciate it. I didn't know.
No,
I wasn't aiming for affirmation.
No, you've done the right thing. I'm just saying sometimes that happens. Like, you might get a bad review on Yelp and you respond, you do everything right, and you send the person flowers and they don't take it down. And you're just like, well, what was that for? You've done the right thing. You have done the right thing before God. And I believe that there is good in that. There's a blessing in that. Even if you don't get the tangible results here and now, there is a benefit, I believe, for doing the right thing in eternity.
Thank you. No, I do appreciate it. And the only other thing I was going to say, and I know for our sponsors, this is the one area that some would say they weren't happy, was that because we had smaller numbers, the numbers were down in sales. I actually think people weren't buying as much either. I just think right now it's a tough time. People are broke and people were not going in and buying the same amount. We still had some vendors make 20 grand, 20, 30 grand. But we also had, I know some other smaller sponsors make only like 1,000 to 2,000. So we definitely had the whole gamut. That's normal. And that's also partially people learning how to sell. It's learning how to, really push yourself.
How to engage, how to present yourself, how to get interest, people walking by. How do you stand out in a crowd?
Yeah, in fact, that's one of the things this coming year I want to do more. I want to train, especially the newer, smaller businesses, how to stand out, help them. Because I feel like I'm your partner. You're coming to LashCon, you're being part of LashCon. I want to find ways to help you succeed and make the revenue. Now, I don't think if you're a small brand, don't come expect to make $20,000. That's probably unrealistic because you're small and you're just starting out and people don't maybe know who you are. But there are things you can do to improve those odds. So you can walk away with $5,000, $8,000 that at least pays your number, pays for your event, and gets you that email list, which I always tell everyone that your number one goal is to grow your email list, to get 500, 800, 1,000 new people on your email list, because those people you can sell to all year. And instead of just making 5,000, 10,000 at LashCon, you could be making 20,000, 30,000 with all these new customers over the rest of the year. So that's how I see it. That's it.
One of my dreams has always been to have a booth at LashCon. I want to sell stuff. And he won't let me.
No booth for you.
I would sell good stuff. I mean, honestly.
I know you. I'm not questioning whether you sell good stuff. It's more a matter of, what better. Where are you better served? Are you better serving and being in the classes, teaching?
No, actually, I have an amazing idea for next year. It's all in my head right now. I can't wait to tell you because I've been thinking about this.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, think about like a.
Let's sell sell this guy. Let's sell him.
Nope, that's not what it is. That's not what it. I don't want to even say anything because I'm so excited about it.
Okay, please don't. We'll get to it.
Okay.
I'll wait to hear from you on that. So, real quick, I just want to share some of the things that we're excited about for next year. We do have a theme. I'm not going to share it yet, but we do have our theme already, which is early. Like usually we get our theme maybe January, February, probably January. And so we have a theme. I think it's really cool. It's going to be fun. It's going to be really, really fun. And every year, the theme helps us design the way to look and what we're doing. I think this is the best year. If we do it right, it's going to be the most impactful as far as the overall look and feel and all that. One other thing, we're going to cut some of the classes. I think the number one complaint, and this is not a bad thing, like, there's too many classes. Yeah, there are too many classes. Between the sponsor suites and our classes, there were at times, and then also the demo booths, we had at times 13 different places you could be. That was a little too much.
Yeah, we did heed last year's or the year before's encouragement, or the plea was more education. We want more, and so we thought we would give as much as we possibly could, but there is a limit.
There is a limit.
I think there's a limit, and then people feel like they're missing out if they're not going to it, and so we don't want to create those kind of feelings.
Exactly. So we're going to be having less classes. How many less? I don't know yet. We're working on that. Maybe we may. We'll see.
I'm just so excited about my idea.
Okay, can
I just say what I think it is? I want to call it the gauntlet.
Okay, good. The gauntlet, good. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to call it the gauntlet.
All right, so we got the gauntlet coming. More details to come. Also, the trade show is going to be 2 days. One of the things that we hear from the sponsors is that 3 days is a long time. It's hard on them. And that they don't like the way they say right now Saturday is always great because it's 4 hours of uninterrupted, just trade show only. Again, this is one of the things that makes LashCon unique is it's only a trade show during that time. There's no classes, nothing going on. We're going to do that the same thing on Sunday now. Sunday afternoon around 3 o'clock till 6 o'clock, there's going to be 3 hours of shopping time. So Sunday you have your block. On Saturday you have a block. On Sunday you're going to have a block of shopping time. And that's going to help our sponsors more. We want to give them a lot of time for you to go around. And I think you guys, in fact, I know, I hear all the time in the comments, like, I just wish I had more time to go by the booths. By the time Monday came, there were so many classes I didn't have a chance to finish shopping. So we're going to give you 2 days now where you have nothing to do other than come to the trade show, hang out, and you can buy stuff. That should give people, I think it's almost completely, it'll be about 7 hours of uninterrupted shopping time. So we really are excited about that. And that will allow our sponsors on Monday to break down earlier and then join us and be part of the classes on Monday. Monday will just be a focus on education only. So that's something we're really excited about. Another thing we want to do next year, which I wanted to do this year but it didn't happen, was a thing called Lash Artist Week. We're the week leading the LashCon. We want to celebrate our industry. And every day we want to focus on something.
That's great.
Yes.
What do you envision for that?
I'm not 100% sure. I just know that every week I want to celebrate. Every day I want to celebrate one aspect of our industry. So maybe Monday we celebrate the solo artist. Tuesday we celebrate the salon owner. Thursday we celebrate the trainers. Wednesdays we celebrate lash brands. Something like that.
I would love to be able to celebrate like the people that don't get celebrated. Like the people that are just doing an amazing job in their own little booth, in their own little town. You know, I would love to be able to like bring attention to those gals, you know, my sisters.
All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see. We have a year, not a year now. We have like 10 months to plan that. So we'll get it.
It's going to go by fast.
Yeah, it's going by fast. So other things that we're working on. We're talking about having stations where you can learn skills. Tussanee has been wanting to do this.
That's the gauntlet.
Yeah, is that the gauntlet? Oh, that's the gauntlet. Okay.
That's the gauntlet.
Unfortunately, we have to keep going here.
Oh, no, my client's here.
Because Tussanee's client is here.
Oh, man,
and so I will,
I love
Tussanee
you
will leave, and I
guys. I'll
will
see you
wrap
later.
up without Tussanee. And yeah, bye, Tuss.
Bye.
So, way to start our first episode with Tuss walking out in the mid while I'm finishing. I'll finish it without her. So we'll just go with me right now here. And then let me make one change on that. So, okay. So, Howard. Okay. Just me and you guys all alone here talking about or wrapping up what are we going to be doing for LashCon 2025, or at least some preview stuff, because I'm really, really excited. So we have these stations for learning skills, which is called the Gauntlet. That's where we're going to teach you like hands-on, and it won't be a classroom. I think it will be just like a station or an area where you come by and you can learn a new skill. And most of these are things that Tussanee uses in their practice. So everything from everting the eye to saline, trying saline versus distilled water, what to do if you get glue on their face or on a lid. There's tricks, there's things you can do. So that's the stuff we're going to be doing. We're talking about also maybe, and we'll see, like right now we've had the sponsor suites. Maybe we would like to add in also hands-on training, like where you have, again, a classroom where there's more hands-on. I don't know if we can do that because for the logistically, it's a huge deal, but it's something we're definitely going to be looking at. We really want to continue to expand the Lash Awards. We want to add more. It was fun this year. It was emotional. I almost cried a couple times because people won who did not expect to win. And that was very, very special to be able to give away honor to people, because it was the first time where we had nominees, and the first time where we had things where people would win something and not know they were going to win. Like we have the Lash Awards right now where they can win, but here where they know ahead of time, right? We have they apply and then we announce the winners. This was where we had the Lash Excellence Awards, which is a part of the Lash Awards, and people were nominated, and it was like the Oscars. It was amazing. So we want to continue to expand on that and grow that, and also like afterwards celebrate that. What does that mean? We don't know, but we just want to honor and find more ways to really bless these people who are excellent at what they do and shine, and we'll do more. But we're going to work on that. We also have a thing where I will call what Tesla's calling art installation or lashing in the future. We've tried this in the past. It hasn't worked, but we do want to show you what a station could look like, and maybe there'll be a space where you can see all the coolest new toys and everything, and maybe someone's there just demoing, saying this is what, like the new lids device, the lights. Maybe we'll get the lights from different companies, the bed, and all this stuff as a way to highlight or feature products that you can go out and get, and you can test them and try them there. Also, we're really going to be pushing the open mic. Last year, we had at least 2 or 3 people from our open mic become speakers this year, and we want to continue to make that as a place for it. What is open mic? You just come and you do a 3-minute presentation. You get on the stage while the room is filled with other future speakers, and you get to share something, insights, tips, inspiration, whatever that might be. It's a really cool moment that really helps, I think, the community, because you're basically sharing your knowledge and your wisdom, but also helps you gain that confidence that maybe you can be a speaker one day at an event, not just LashCon, any event, right? So it's a chance for you to just practice and try that out and see if you like it. And if you do, also, we're going to actually have someone in the room next year whose sole job is to watch and take notes and say, this person we should be looking at for a future speaker at LashCon. So we really want to make a big deal about that. What are some other things that we're looking to do? We have a collaboration wall. I'm almost certain we're going to do this. And this is a wall where people can post what they're looking for and what they can offer. So if someone says, I need some help with social media, and they'll have their Instagram handle on there. And then you go, oh my gosh, I would love to help you with social media. That's what I'm really moving into. And you can DM them and say, I will love to do, or you can post like, I'm a social media person and I'm looking to help lash artists. And you put your Instagram there for people to DM you. So this is where you could post your ability to do stuff like, hey, I like writing curriculum for schools or trainers. Let me, you can put your post on there. And if you are looking to basically get help building your first curriculum, you can post on there and say, I'm needing help to build my curriculum. Please DM me here. So it's just going to be a place for us to network, connect, and that's going to be our collaboration wall that will be in the foyer. When you're walking around, you'll see that, and you can fill that out. We're really excited about that. We also have another thing we're going to do. I don't know how we're going to do it yet, called Alumni Wall, where basically everyone who's been at LashCon can come and either they'll post their photo on there, or more likely we will post your photo on there. Again, how we do that, don't know. These are the things that Tuss comes up with. Actually, I came up with the collaboration wall, or I think someone gave that idea. By the way, a lot of times we get these ideas, it's from you. You guys shared, feedback, and I go, oh, that would be awesome. So let's see what else. Yeah, there's so much more, and I can't even go into it. I literally have about 15 pages of notes from all the feedback from everyone. But that's some of the, I will say, some of the leading candidates of some of the big things that we want to do again. And the trade show change, a little bit less focus on less classes. We'll still videotape them. And the sponsors, we may limit the amount of sponsor classes too, because again, having 13 classes to go to is a little overwhelming. So we were thinking we'd like to leave it maybe limited to 7, 8, or 9 max. And then we'll still record all those LashCon classes and have that on the app available. But the sponsor classes, we can't. And some people are like, oh, that was maybe one of the comments, like, why didn't you record those classes? Guys, that would then require us to have 10 video setups to record, to shoot, and each of those costs thousands of dollars. And at some point, we just can't do everything. Again, we're doing more than most, so I pat myself on the back. Most people aren't doing anything. They're not recording anyone. We're recording at least the speakers that come and speak at LashCon there from our list, and then the sponsors when they have their little booths, which was really a first time for us. We had it 2 years ago, but it wasn't as big. This last year was huge. It was a huge hit, and we definitely want to bring it back in some way. All right. I think that's all we have. I think I'm done. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. By the way, if you have any other suggestions, we're still in the planning mode for LashCon, so we'd be more than glad to hear from you. You can always email me at paul@lashcast.com. Otherwise, guys, we really do love you guys. LashCon for us is our love letter to the industry, while LashCast is our way we built our community and where we get to hang out with you guys and talk to you. LashCon's where we get to celebrate and connect and get inspired again. So if you really are interested or been listening and sounds really cool to you, it's because it is. December 16th through the 24th, we will be selling tickets for LashCon. They will be a slight bump from our flash sale that we did right after LashCon, but they will be cheaper than they will be next year. So when we are finally in March, when we do our big launch and all that, they will be cheaper than March. So if you want to get your tickets right now and buy yourself that Christmas gift, this is the time to do it, to save the money. And the payment plan at least will probably be 8 months long, which is through partially, or I think Shop Pay is our other one. That one you have to have a good credit rating. But that one you can do a 12-month payment plan. That means you'll finish paying off LashCon in December 2025. So LashCon will be over for 3 months, and you'll be still wrapping up. So making it really, really affordable and doable. So those are your options. Lots of ways to pay that make it easy for you guys during the holiday season. Because I know during the holidays, you guys are buying a lot of gifts. But make this a gift to you, or pass this on to your boyfriend, husband, girlfriend, whatever, and say, hey, you know what? You really love me? Send me to LashCon. Because LashCon is a place where you're going to change your business, change your life. You're going to make more money. You're going to be inspired. You're going to learn. You're going to become a better artist. You're going to be a better customer service. And you're going to get connected to the family that you are part of right now. Maybe you don't feel like you're connected. I promise after you leave LashCon, you will. I mean, almost everyone who responded to our polls said they left making friends. It really was, maybe a couple people said, I didn't really make any friends. Out of 200 feedback responses, guys. That means that was 1 out of 5 people responded and gave us feedback. And 99, 98% people said they walked away with LashCon making friends and community. That's pretty impressive. If I might say so myself. I'll just continue to praise myself here. But hopefully with the idea to calm those fears that a lot of people have, I think the number one reason is besides price that they won't come is because they're scared, they won't know anyone. We have games for people through the whole event, ways for you to connect. We're really intentional about making sure you leave LashCon as part of the community. All right, so let me show one more time our cool little studio here. It's actually, I wouldn't say it's cool, but it's definitely a studio. And we're thank you guys for being part of LashCon and being here today, and hopefully our LashCast, and hopefully we will see you in the Clubhouse. Man, it's only $37 a month, and you get to hang out with us here. Otherwise, we will be posting these more and more often, and excited to finally bring this to YouTube and get to see the face behind the voice, which maybe and it's a good thing when you see Tuss, maybe not so good when you see me. That's okay. Otherwise, have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you again here real soon at LashCast.